What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of V2 Sports. We have another season recap in our hands, and it is the Arkansas Razorbacks. Now, as you know, if Uncle Bo was here, he'd have a lot of things to say about Arkansas, specifically the crabs he caught when he went to Fayetteville. But he's not here. We've got him at a mental institution, so let's go ahead and let Jackson take us away for the first game.
I gotta check the first game first because my thing. Oh wait, no, it's Cincinnati. I don't even have to check. It's Cincinnati. I remember predicting Cincinnati in the first game of the season, first pick'em of the season. I picked Cincinnati because I just felt confident the reigning champs were just gonna come back, keep it competitive, and with Arkansas. But Arkansas had an extremely talented roster. I mean, the reigning AAC, the reigning AAC champs.
Well,
all right, Jackson.
Since
you're clearly struggling,
same thing.
My bad.
You're clearly struggling with this, Jackson.
Whatever.
So Arkansas took on the first ever G5 team to make a playoff in Cincinnati in Week 1. This was also Arkansas's healthiest game of the year. They lost four DBs in this game.
Yeah.
They lost four starting DBs in this game, and they still beat Cincinnati, who is a decent, not great, but a decent team this year, 24-17.
I'm pretty sure almost all of those DBs tore their ACLs versus Cincinnati.
No, one of them tore their meniscus.
My bad.
KJ
but it was a good game all around. Cincinnati kept it closer. But Arkansas, every time Cincinnati fought back, it just felt like Arkansas was just dominating, running the ball. And from start to finish, their offensive line just killed them. And, much to say about that.
They basically had Bama's game plan in the playoff, just run the ball.
Yeah. It's a smart game plan. Their offensive line is really talented. And just run it down Cincinnati's throat. They can't stop it.
I wouldn't call it really talented.
I think it's a really talented group because
just because they're able to block South Carolina.
It's Rocket Sanders. Rocket Sanders. Rocket is amazing.
Doesn't make him
and add him with Cam Newton 2.0.
Gentlemen. I think we're not looking at one fact here, and it's that. Who's the woman in here, Jason?
We have women that listen.
I said in here, dude.
They're here.
Oh, okay, whatever. So one thing we need to look at, and I'll just be inclusive of both men and women, is KJ Jefferson. 3 for over 50%. 3 for 3 touchdowns. He was efficient with the ball.
Get your mic out of your mouth.
Why did I see?
Get your mic out of your mouth.
It's not even in my mouth. Point though is, I do think that KJ, when healthy and when he has his team healthy, is an absolute force. And not enough people were able to talk about it because Arkansas didn't do much this season, mainly because of injury on defense. And quite frankly, if they didn't have as many injuries on defense they did, they probably would have had a better record, and KJ would have been looked at a lot more favorably.
Yeah, well, KJ was also hurt in a bunch of these games that we'll get to later.
That's true.
He was hurt. He was hurt in an insane amount of games. And honestly, I might get a lot of hate for this, but he's probably the best quarterback in the SEC. And he was super insanely tall.
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young.
No, I'm talking about this upcoming season. This upcoming season.
Not last season. Yeah, okay.
That's a good thing. Teams this upcoming season, it has fallen off for everybody else. So yeah, Arkansas's got it.
Mike Wright, number 1.
You could argue Georgia's going to get better.
No, you're not.
All right.
They're getting more talented.
All right, let's go in the South Carolina game. Arkansas at home versus South Carolina. And they just dominated. They ran the football. They got the turnovers they needed. South Carolina had a comeback at first when it was 21 to I forgot the score, 21 to 10. And South Carolina was coming back 21-9, my bad. And they were coming back. They had a nice little drive, and Arkansas had stepped up, forced the fumble on Marshawn. After that happened.
The fourth quarter.
Razorbacks. It was all Razorbacks. The fourth quarter, it seemed like it was like both teams shooting, but every time South Carolina scored, it was just like Arkansas. Yeah, we're gonna run it down your throat. We just injured two. Hey, another injury game. South Carolina lost 2 linebackers to torn ACLs this game, and
Well,
3
they also got better at linebacker after those linebackers got hurt. You dummy.
What?
Get the mic out of your mouth, Will.
Here's the thing.
Will,
When
what did you
KJ
say?
Jefferson doesn't do anything crazy, that means somebody else is. And you know who that is? Raheem Rocket Sanders.
He does
156
good every
yards,
game.
2 touchdowns, and 6.5 average. Even with just a solid offensive line, nothing crazy. He was able to absolutely dominate South Carolina's
It was a
run
top 5
defense
rushing offensive
from
line.
stop to finish. And even though South Carolina, when you think of their defense, you think of like Cam Smith and stuff because you're thinking of draft players.
You're thinking of
Their
their
defensive
secondary.
line-
You're never thinking of their
yeah.
defensive line.
Their defensive line is probably their best aspect of that defense, which is why to see that happen is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Did you
It
just
would have
say
been
their
DBs if so many didn't get
No.
defensive line was good?
That's for next season. When you injure 2 of their linebackers, defensive line has no help
Jackson,
at all.
you got better at linebacker after they got hurt. I will stand by that.
I agree
Yeah,
completely.
dude. You lose
I'm
your
not
top linebacker, Mohamed Kaba, and you lose the
He
2020
wasn't
leading
good.
sacker.
He was not good at football.
Fast linebacker that can tackle isn't good. South Carolina did not have
In
that also.
college,
not
that's
mean
You know who
about
else-
all you need.
Dude,
In college,
Okay.
yeah, it does.
Guys, let's go back
That's
on Arkansas.
literally
We're
what
getting shifted
Perkins
off
is.
target.
That
But
is literally all that
Perkins
Perkins
is a-
was freshman year.
Perkins is an edge rusher. These were
I
coverage
know that,
linebackers.
and he is a speed edge rusher. I'm saying the
What
point
we're
is
talking
you
about
don't
are
have to.
coverage linebackers.
We're talking about off-ball linebackers.
Yeah.
Oh my point though is it's okay to have one player who just has a couple skills that they're just really good at. I know
Well,
it's
Jackson
a
said
linebacker,
he
so
can
it's a lot
tackle,
less
but he
forgiving.
can't
Then
really
your edge
tackle.
rusher. Then your edge rusher
Tackling's
who
not
also
a
plays
strong
outside
suit of
linebacker.
Mohamed Kaba.
Then Jordan Strahan got injured. I said Strahan, Strachan.
He's also terrible at football.
He had the most sacks in the COVID year, 2020. The most sacks as a
Wow,
player.
the most
There were
sacks in a
8
COVID
games
year.
played that
Okay,
year.
let's go into Missouri State. Let's go into Missouri State. I know it's an FCS team, but we have to
No,
cover
we're
this
not.
game.
No, we don't.
It was a close
You-
game.
It was a
close
very
game.
good. Missouri State led for 4 quarters.
Okay, we'll cover
Well-
this one just because of that. But if y'all think we're covering BYU,
Yeah,
you're
we're not.
Honestly,
smoking crack.
Yes. We need
Honor-
to cover that too. 100%.
This
Y'all are
this
crap.
might be the
Yeah,
only
BYU
series.
was
They were
good.
able to
BYU
take a
scored all their
defense that
points
lost.
in the fourth quarter.
They were able to take a defense with literally, or well, I know where. You know what? I'll just explain it once we get there. I'll explain it when we get there.
All right. Missouri State, the entire first half contained everything Arkansas was pushing. The run, the pass. It just felt like it was all Missouri State. They were up 17-0 in the first half like that. And holy, out of nowhere, Arkansas lead the comeback. It goes from 17-0 to 17-7, 24-7. Then Arkansas comes all the way back. Missouri State's still trying to score, trying to keep the advantage. And they kept that advantage all until the fourth. And then they threw a pick six. And then
Great week in a
everything
row where the
happened.
fourth quarter changed the entire course of the game.
Yeah, and I completely agree with that. But it also factored, this really showed how little depth Arkansas had in the secondary. They got toasted by an FCS receiver, FCS quarterback. The linebackers got pressure, but like Missouri State's offensive line was dominating. The running back played well for Missouri State. I don't remember his name. The
Guess who
quarterback.
the head coach of Missouri State is, though, Jackson?
Oh, I know. He's Texas A&M's new offensive coordinator.
Bobby Petrino.
Bobby Petrino.
Arkansas's third down efficiency was terrible this game. Not even over 50%.
Hey,
Dude,
this
just-
game is the only reason Bobby Petrino is an Aggie because
I will
Wouldn't
say
say
another
that
thing.
at all.
nah, listen, I'm listening.
Missouri State nearly had 40 minutes of possession, so another point
Yeah.
to say that when you have
Missouri
the ball for that
State.
long, you don't get many chances.
You expect to win if you have the ball that long. You expect to
Yeah.
win, and at some point, you just have to realize we're an FCS team. This is an SEC team. I know we dominated everything, but God,
And what's even funnier is Missouri State had 8 punts to Arkansas's 3. So really, Missouri State was playing the we're just going to waste time, gets a few points, and then
No,
just
but
see if that works.
They played
and
it
build
smart.
up.
They just ran the football. They continued the run,
That's
and
what all
they just
FCS
punted.
teams do.
Yeah,
They're trying to get out there, make their money, and
but the
then
thing is, they
see
have
if they can
lethal
look
passing
decent.
attack. Like their passing attack really hurt Arkansas, and I was shocked by this game. But let's
Probably
Hurt
got the
is a fair
700
word.
defensive backs.
let's go in the Texas A&M game. It's in Arlington. We all know, and God,
This was an
man,
alright game.
Hey,
Well, let's
you know,
let's let Dane
you know-
talk about it.
It's, come on,
I
Dan.
don't have very many words. I didn't
right.
actually get to see this one live. Or
All right.
anything,
Well,
so.
I watched every second of this game because Max Johnson was making his first start, and I don't think I've said this on here before. I played with him in high school, so I turned on my couch. I sat on my couch.
You turned
my
on your
TV.
Turned
couch?
on my couch.
Turned on
Now
my TV.
that is some next level Riz. That is some next. That is just some goat Riz. Jesus Christ.
Turned
Being
on
able
my
to turn
TV.
on inanimate objects.
Went to ESPN.
Ooh.
Watched Max Johnson.
Couch
Actually, he
recliner
didn't play
unfolds.
terrible in this game.
He
But
played decent.
The game
sure.
changer in this game, the game-changing play for Texas A&M in this is when KJ Jefferson jumped from the 3-yard line
Oh, for sure.
to try to score a touchdown, and Texas A&M returned it 99 yards to the house. Like,
thought he was
why
Cam
did he
Newton for
jump from the 3?
But
That's-
the play
I
on
don't
that,
know why.
Damani
Why not?
Richardson.
He's tall.
Damani Richardson.
Well,
No, but
it's
Yeah, he's
risky.
tall, but he's gonna have to reach the ball out.
And
just
when you
so
reach the
Texas
ball
A&M
out, no matter how good your grip strength is, that bitch is gonna get forced out.
it's coming out. It's coming out.
and Damani Richardson actually had a
It's
great
coming out of the closet
play
like Jackson.
recognition there. Play recognition by Damani Richardson on that return was amazing. He stood next. I don't remember who recovered it from KJ, but he stood next to him and he was calling for the ball because it only would have been like 10 yards instead of a house for A&M. So amazing play recognition there too.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that play is the only reason Texas A&M won this game. They got
And
outplayed.
the missed kick.
They got outplayed the rest of the game except for that 99-yard fumble recovery.
Yeah. And the fact that Cam Little was just a little too wide on that last kick there.
That was I don't know.
Let's
You want to go to the
with
replay? Pull up the
No.
clip.
No, we're not.
Nah.
Let's go in the Alabama game.
Let's go to the Alabama game.
This
Okay,
might be a game.
Actually,
we
I want to
can
rant
do.
about this one. I want to rant about this one. Please. No. Oh.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
We're going over the FCS.
Okay, thank you. Let me rant about this one. I gotta go first on this because I know so. Okay, so me and a buddy of mine were watching this game, and we saw Bryce Young go down, and fucking Milrow comes in, and
Mildew.
let me
His name is
let me-
Mildew.
let me tell you, this was just the ultimate game where you see that Bryce Young is the offense completely. Other than Jahmyr Gibbs, he is the offense. Because when Mildew came in, I no words. He was awful. I know the stats don't look terrible. He was awful. He was by far one of the worst performances I've ever seen. It was strictly the fact, what's funny is Arkansas very well could have won this game if they had simply just boxed the line. Just send everybody up front, basically force Mildew to beat you in the air because he's not going to do that. So just send everybody in,
Have 6.
go get Gibbs,
Run a
you
blitz.
win the
Run a
game.
blitz.
And you didn't do that. And that's so ridiculous. And I know it's like, oh, but the secondary, there's so many people injured, we're not going to be able to stop it. Bullshit. That quarterback will be able to stop it. He's playing defense with y'all. Come on. Just send everybody up front, tackle Gibbs, you win the game.
Hey.
And yes, Milrow had that one run for a touchdown. Congratulations, good job.
Okay.
Wow.
When did Bryce go
Absolute
down?
game
Okay.
momentum changer.
Okay. I'm gonna
When did
speak.
Bryce go down in the game?
Like second quarter, I think.
Let
Midway
me-
through
Oh, so
second.
before the halftime, then no, they should have done that. They should have
Can
changed
I
that at
speak
halftime.
about this real quick? All right.
Let
So,
Tiz cook
Alabama-
first.
Wait a minute.
Alabama.
Look, hey. Hush. All right. This game, I'm not going to speak anything about the game at all. All right. This podcast, as much as we love doing it, we all have separate jobs. All right. One of the dudes that I work with is an Alabama homer through thick and thin. And he watched this game. And you all saw how many times Milroe fumbled the ball, fucked up, got tackled because he wanted to dance behind the line of scrimmage. He comes into work the following Monday. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, your boy Bryce, he's went down. And he goes, let me tell you, this quarterback we got's the future. Like, I don't know how in the hell you see that as the future, but he is not the future. Any Alabama fan that is listening, we do not hate your program. We do not hate your team. We hate your fans' idiocracy on not understanding what actual football is, okay? Just because he sat there and beat a team that they already had a pretty general, like, decent-sized lead over does not mean he's a good quarterback. He's ass. Congrats. Y'all got Lamar Jackson, but, like, times 8. Because everybody thought Lamar was just going to be nothing but a running back going into the NFL. That's all Milroe is. Milroe is a running back with extra strength. That's it.
Anthony Richardson 2.0.
No, Anthony Richardson 2.0 is Spencer Rattler. I don't want to hear it. But that's only because Anthony Richardson and Spencer Rattler are the same person if Anthony Richardson had more time in the pocket. Now,
that's a great take.
Richardson had a better offensive line.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. That offensive line had good individual players, but the way they were schemed up to block was dog water.
Check out the Tennessee game. South Carolina, the third worst offensive line in the SEC.
Which, by the way, I was just going to mention.
One game.
Florida's offensive line's going to get even worse this year.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense.
Pathetic.
But back to the
game.
Teams.
Let's move on.
Let's skedaddle. Jackson, you don't even get to speak about this game. Let's move to Mississippi State. And you know
this was like when my high school team.
Hold on. Luke, you get to lead this one.
Thank you. So this was one of the games where KJ Jefferson was out completely, not just for a little bit. He was out the whole game. And there were times where Hornsby looked actually pretty decent at QB, but ultimately it just showed that freshman QB is not going to win you the game. Guy who doesn't have enough experience.
He's a redshirt sophomore.
Okay, so point is he's not played.
He's technically a junior.
I call people who have not touched the field freshmen, even though that's complete BS. Point is, this guy has not had any experience, and therefore this wasn't the move. I mean, for God's sake, they even tried to put in the third string to see if that would work, and it didn't. And as for State's offense, from start to finish, Will Rogers, Dylan Johnson, and Jaquavius Marks absolutely cooked. Just they could not stop Will Rogers in the air. I mean, it felt like every single player from Caleb Ducking to Rufus Harvey to Austin Williams to Jalen Wally, they were just all getting open for pretty easy plays. And so many times they'd get to the red zone and succeed. So this was just showing that, like, Arkansas wouldn't have won this game with KJ Jefferson, mainly because they had no secondary and they played a team who only passes. So it was a disaster class combination. But if they have KJ Jefferson, it looks more respectable. Like maybe like a.
This was also a point in the season for Arkansas where the second string DBs were hurt too. So they were really Mississippi State could have scored 80 on them in this game.
This was literally the worst possible outcome for this team, is playing a team that only passes. So, nah.
All right.
But
nobody else want to speak on this game?
Let's skip BYU.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel
that game was not as close as the score. That game was not as close as the score.
Y'all are not giving Arkansas's defensive coordinator enough credit for this game. He was able to take an absolutely awful secondary and still make way to win that BYU game.
He got shit on by Jared Hall.
Yeah, because
BYU finished 6th.
Rocket Sanders could have run for 400 yards in this game.
BYU is not a good team. Jared Hall is not good at quarterback.
All I'm saying is they were playing a better team than Missouri State on the road. and they were
my
still
bad.
able to succeed.
A better team than Missouri State is not very hard to get.
Let me explain
That's
almost
something.
true.
Missouri
We can
State is
literally-
everybody
we
on their
we have
schedule.
20 members in V2 Sports on air and off the air. I put literal money, like I will put $500 on the table right now, that we could build the team using V2 members, go up for spring practice at Mizzou State or Missouri State, and beat the dog shit out of them. Why? Because it's not that hard to be a better team than Missouri State.
I really hope you're joking.
Look, I
They're
actually
D1
got a
football
couple of
players,
friends who
Will
had some
middle
D1
middle linebacker one.
Hold on, I had some people who had some D1 opportunities that could come play for us as well.
We
If
could
my-
make a team
my
and
high
play
school
the
football-
worst D3 team in the nation, and we would still lose. Y'all are giving one D1
my
athlete.
football
D1
team, Missouri
athletes.
State.
These are or is it either D1 or D2 athletes? But the point is,
Missouri State is a
Yeah,
D1 team. D2 don't play each other.
none of us could beat them. I guarantee none of us could probably throw over 40 yards.
Put Cuzzo
I
at
bet
wide
Will could.
receiver.
I bet Will
Put
could.
Will at quarterback.
Dude, I'm
I'll
throwing for
coach.
400 yards. with Missouri State.
I'll coach.
Hey, Will could throw for 40. That's the only thing I think would happen.
We
That's the only thing I would
we
be
don't
on.
even have to
400.
throw. We don't even have to throw. Let's
That's
just
the only thing I
all
agree
be
on.
realists here. Let's just all be realists. We could put Luke at running back, and as long as the O-line, which is the hefty boy unit of me, Smokey, and a couple other people, just continuously move, they're not getting Luke.
Look,
Because guess what? I will play football using the Brandon Miller state of mind. If you're in my way, who's gonna stop me? Because you aren't stopping hollow tips, baby.
Bro,
here's what happens. We snap the ball. They're about to go in the pass rush, and here's what Jason does at center. Ready? Down! 42! Set! Hike!
One kneecap at a time, baby. We're getting through that D line like it ain't nothing.
Touchdown! We won. Oh God. You know what? Screw it. Even this isn't delusion. We'll beat the Mormons if we had to. If we had to play BYU, we're taking them too. We're taking names. Run the
Mhm.
table.
We want all the smoke.
We want
BYU
Georgia.
can play us.
We want Georgia.
We want Bama
We
this year.
want the Falcons. We want the NFL. We want it all. We'll join the XFL and replace the fucking Vipers or whatever the
All
team
right,
is.
let's
they're
go
like
ahead and
0-8.
hold on, y'all. Hold on. I'm gonna let y'all take it away for Auburn, Liberty, LSU, all that. I am actually going to go grab something to drink because I just spent way too much time screaming about that. My throat hurts. If y'all get to the end of the
Sure.
episode before I get back, y'all know the sign off. And anybody that's listening to this nice little dialogue between us and me telling them how to do their job, I actually have to because Jackson over here will fuck up the sign off any day of the week. So I'll be right back. I'm going to get a drink. Will, don't say anything stupid or anything that can get us canceled because I know you will.
That's
I picked
Alright.
you.
wrong.
Okay, hey,
Harry
let's
will.
get into the
Harry
Auburn
will.
game. Let's get into the Auburn game. Auburn is a really this was a closer game than the score said. Auburn was keeping it neck and neck, but the thing is, Arkansas's run game just outlasted. Robbie Ashford was toasting, running the football. He was, I can't even say okay passing. He was decent, I guess. It wasn't even that, but
Subpar at best.
it was subpar. It was awful, but it was above awful.
Like, I'm not saying that Auburn just has this really decent receiving core. They're not very good. And I know
they
he's a
have-
freshman, but come on. Like,
Now, is he a
To
true
be
freshman
fair-
or is he just someone who doesn't have experience?
on that offense was the running backs.
you know what? I have my rant about Robbie Ashford, but I'm going to save that for the Auburn episode strictly because it'll take a hot minute for me to explain the concept of SEC quarterbacks
Haven't we already
and where
done
they should
Auburn?
play.
The only thing that
Pretty sure we
separated
did Auburn already.
Arkansas
No, we
in this
didn't.
game,
We
Oh.
did. It was the first episode, Luke.
The first episode was Florida.
Nope, it was Auburn. We looked at before the show.
Yeah, we did Auburn because I remember we all had Robbie Ashford rants. It was
Oh,
like
yeah.
every week we were talking about Robbie Ashford.
I'll pull it up. You know, I mean, while you guys are talking, I'll pull that
Okay.
up, but I don't
So,
remember that.
Auburn,
I think we
Okay.
should just move on. This game was
Yeah.
not fun to
Hey.
watch.
That's
Auburn-
also
Game was
the
mid.
reason Auburn lost this game was because Arkansas, they didn't do anything defensively. Offensively, they just ran the football.
I wonder why.
uh,
They had
when
probably
you have
4
Ryan Sanders,
starters left.
when
All
you
right,
have
I vote we don't.
here, this is the game of LSU.
You remember Matt Landers was, and it just did not work.
Yeah. This entire game, I mean, Hugh Freeze game at quarter really is where Arkansas had that comeback energy. They could have came back and won the game. They could have won that 2-point version, but
Gentlemen,
really,
I don't-
really bad play.
I don't typically like to brag. Florida was first, bitches. Read them and weep. We had Florida and then South Carolina. You guys were thinking of the transfer portal update where we were going off of SEC report cards, and that had Auburn as the focal point. We have not done Auburn recap yet.
Yeah, we have.
No, we haven't.
That was the Auburn recap.
He doesn't.
No, it wasn't. That was a report card game. We were going off of every SEC team plus transfer portal. It just was heavily Auburn because they went crazy in the transfer portal. We did not cover their season.
My bad.
We definitely did. I promise.
The first episode is
I
Florida.
don't believe
I'm
you.
looking at it. I make the edits for this page. We first did Florida. Then
Wait,
we did South
wait.
Carolina. Then we did, I think, Tennessee. Wait, no, not
Damn.
Tennessee. We did Vanderbilt. We did
I was
Vanderbilt.
like,
About to say, we
Vanderbilt
just did Tennessee.
and
We only
Missouri.
done 3 episodes.
Vanderbilt, then Missouri, then what was it?
Then Auburn-
Georgia? No, we have not covered Auburn. I'm telling y'all.
I swear we covered Auburn. I swear.
No, we
Yeah.
haven't. Check
It was-
the
All right,
It
let's
was
page.
move on.
a
Let's
minute
move on,
and a
people.
half
Let's move on. Let's
one
move on.
game.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
Move on. Hey, wait, no, we didn't talk much about the Liberty game. Hey,
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Liberty is a sleeper team. Liberty is a good team, and I'm not trying to defend Arkansas in any way here. They played terrible, but Liberty is super slept on. They're a
Hey,
decent team.
That is actual fact.
especially with Cadwell.
They kept it
especially-
close in the
especially
weight
with Chadwell.
game. Their defense was really good despite Arkansas. Or actually, no, they had KJ Jefferson. So yeah,
Yeah.
this was
No,
a
he was hurt.
very
Did you
underrated.
not hear my point at the beginning of the episode where I said Matt Landers
he
was
was
wide open?
hurt, but he was playing. A hurt
Whoa,
KJ
he
is
couldn't
better
throw the
than
ball
Hornsby.
past 20 yards. Neither can
Yeah.
Hornsby, to be fair.
Yeah, like
Look,
it's
Matt
still
Landers was
better
wide
than
open
Hornsby.
post. Matt Landers was wide open on a post route, and KJ Jefferson just couldn't get it there. He didn't have the
Speaking-
he didn't have
But
the strength.
speaking of Liberty, you know who Liberty's coach is? Who's now at a different team? What team is he at now? His
Auburn.
his
don't
name's
know.
Hugh
He's at
Freeze.
Auburn.
The
Auburn.
pimp
Whoa!
is back.
Where have we?
Back
Nah,
again.
fine.
Guess who's back? The pimps again.
All right, nah, for real. Go
Give
to the
me a
next
second.
game.
All right, LSU, the best
LSU.
defensive performance all season by Arkansas, man. I mean,
Or
the
just the
secondary
shittiest
stepped up.
offense.
Hey, the secondary shut up.
Jackson, I think you're just wrong. Arkansas's offense
Secondary
or
stepped up.
LSU's
The
offense
defense-
is just bad, Jackson. Stop trying to defend
Yeah.
Arkansas's defense.
LSU couldn't pass the
Arkansas-
ball, therefore this was a shit show.
Dude,
This was the worst game by
Dude,
Daniels.
this was
all season.
Arkansas's second string defensive backs, and LSU still couldn't pass the ball. Don't
It
defend.
was weather conditions; they couldn't throw the ball.
It was cold.
What?
It was
Cold and sunny? The
40.
fuck?
It was
Hey,
like
Arkansas had a chance to win this if Harold Perkins didn't go God mode.
This was Harold Perkins coming out game. I think we said it on the
Look,
This
Yeah,
was
LSU
I-
also
episode.
It was
his
definitely
flu game
earlier
for
in
him.
the season.
this was
something
just
like
his best game.
This was also his flu game. He like literally clocked in a 102-degree fever before the game.
I had a better flu game in
It
Dallas.
probably helped.
But
Take that.
guys, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. It was cold outside, so maybe that heat was able to balance out between the two. And he was not playing. That's not at all how anything works. Don't trust
yeah, it
me on
is.
that.
Trust
Okay,
me.
maybe. Yeah, Dane's a doctor. You're right.
Yeah, I am a doctor. I have four GEDs. Common topic.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh God.
Noah, do
Every
you have?
now and then Dane will have the joke of the year. Oh
I'm
God.
telling you guys, when Dane speaks and shows his face, this is where the magic happens.
Mm-hmm.
These
Yeah.
are the
Well, he
good
knows it's not
episodes.
when you
These are
speak.
the
I don't know
good.
how I graduated early.
But
How I
gentlemen,
got my
I want to
graduate
be
early degree 4
I
times.
want to be nice to my Birmingham fella. Will had something to say and we cut him off. So Will, you continue.
I'm sorry, Will.
I was
I
just gonna
apologize.
have a special hat on.
You're
Oh
cutting
shit,
out.
you guys are live?
Noah.
Well,
Yes, we are live.
My bad.
It's you know what? Play the theme music. Play it, Jason.
I don't
Run
have
it up.
because Jackson wants to straight up log into voice mod so that I can't drop
I'm
tracks anymore
not.
because
I'm sorry. You
Jackson
can log
is
in.
anti-Semitic.
Jackson,
log
drop
in.
me
Bro, Jackson
He's
off.
a
Anti-
sound
Just
effect.
ask me for the
man.
code
He
and I
needs
got
to watch
you.
21 Jump Street. You need to watch 21 Jump Street. I'm sick of this.
Yeah.
My bad.
Man.
all right.
So
I
what
So
were
like
let's
you
how
gonna
I'm
start
say,
off
looking
with
at
Will?
the
this right
game
now.
because
What were you gonna say, Will?
all right. Will speak.
On which game?
Oh,
Is
man.
this
Whichever one
Missouri?
you want.
Mississippi, Ole Miss, and Arkansas.
All right. Jackson Dart had a shit show of a game.
What's that?
This
What?
is Old Miss, Arkansas, right?
Yeah, it's Ole Miss,
Yeah.
Arkansas.
Yeah, this is the game. Jackson Darnold played terrible, but Judkins carried him to 27 points. And then their defense got shat on by Rocket Sanders.
Like, Lane Kiffin
Yeah.
cannot defense.
There you go. There's my summary of the game.
Yeah, Ole Miss, man, like, how bad can you be defensively is really what you see.
I don't know, but not worse than South Carolina.
They did.
Here,
Ole Miss did have a better defense than South Carolina. That is correct.
but I guess Ole Miss has a little bit to look forward to offensively, just because now Dart has competition, which means he's not going to play anymore. But
Yep.
basic
It
point
doesn't mean
is
his competition's much better at
Lane
all.
Kiffin coaches offense, not defense. Rocket Sanders runs over. The end. Arkansas wins.
All right. Time for the Missouri game.
This is the game of the year. Not many people like to talk about it, but Arkansas and Missouri. This was Brady Cook, man. No, but Jackson, you got it. I don't want to talk about this game.
Well, no, you had the
Actually, just-
enthusiasm for no reason. Go
Okay,
for it.
fine. Fuck it. Yeah. Brady
have
Cook
fun.
was insane. 16 for 26, 242 yards and a touchdown. It was unbelievable. It was such a close battle from start to finish, and arguably this is one of the greatest games for KJ Jefferson, when in reality it was mid, because he was 20 for 27, 200 yards, and 2 touchdowns, but he threw a pick. The main point of concern for this game was the fact that nobody could convert on third down, both only having 5 third down conversions in the entire game. They had the same amount of punts. They had the same amount of total plays, 66. This was just overall an absolutely mid game, because nobody's going to talk about it, considering these were 2 mid teams. Like, everything about this game is so similar. 6-6 versus 6-6. Same amount of third down conversions, same amount of plays, same amount of punts. Just, when 2 mid teams clash, it's like seeing what will happen when you have an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object.
If we want to talk about an unstoppable force, take your eyes off of Spotify and come to YouTube, and let's look at Mr. GED 4-time do his little dance. But for me to speak about this game,
Do your little
dance.
dance.
for me to speak about this game, it's not that it was mid. It was, but it's not as mid as everybody makes it out to be. This was actually one of the more entertaining games that Arkansas and Missouri produced at any point in this season. Yes, you had Arkansas versus LSU, which was a beautiful one. But Mizzou and Arkansas just chef's kiss of mid. All right? So, if there's any way for me to put it, the score being 29-27, and then watching throughout the game, you couldn't tell who was going to win at any point during that game until the exact end. Tell me I'm wrong. Anybody?
You're right. You're right.
You're
Thank
right.
you.
You're
You're
correct.
wrong.
Absolutely
Am I
correct.
wrong? No, but like for real, this game was very outstanding. Like, okay, yes, it was mainly Missouri led at a lot. Okay, like Mizzou at one time led by 8 points, and that was their highest lead. No, 10 in the second quarter? Yeah, they led by 10 points, but it's just a 2-possession game. It was a very hard-nosed game of ball, and not in the rushing sense. Mizzou ran the ball great. Arkansas did not. Arkansas couldn't seem to get like an offense going until halftime. It was mainly
Which
just
the
like,
lack of running the ball definitely killed them.
yeah. So if we're being honest here, Arkansas just gave up, but it still gave us a great nail-biter game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll
Alright.
give you that. That's a fair take.
End of the episode. Luke, sign us off.
Unless we want to do the bowl game,
We
because that
do
was a
don't
really
do
entertaining game.
bowl games.
Okay, fine. So you want me to do sign off? I got you. So first, if you want to save money on tickets, whether that be SEC games or concerts or whatever, use the code V2 Sports for SeatGeek, and you'll get $20 off of your first purchase. As mentioned time and time again, you can use the code only once, which means make a new account. Every time you want to use that, make a new account. Also, if you want some SEC drips, some clothing, some apparel to show off your whatever college team that you cheer for, probably in the SEC, because you listen to this, there are a couple places you can hit up. You could go and hit it for, I believe they only currently have 5 teams, being Alabama, Auburn, Florida, Tennessee, and Georgia, but still they're coming out with more people or more teams. Apologies. As the weeks are going on, we're helping them out with that. So go hit them up. Also, on-field apparel, or wait, is that what it's called?
Home field.
Pretty sure. Yeah.
Home field.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. On field, not on the field.
Home.
On-field
Home.
Apparel.
Home.
Home field.
Home field apparel. I'm sorry. It's a lot of sponsors. Home field apparel. I'm gonna be real. A lot of people might say the price is high. I disagree. I think for what you're getting, it's correct. Like, it's fairly priced. It's really good quality material for any piece of clothing, and they have just a shit ton of stuff to actually look into for wherever team you're looking at, whether that be crew necks or pants or hats or whatever. It's pretty cool. And then also a very special shout out to should I do it? Should I do it a second time back to back, Jason?
Yes,
Should I do
sir.
it? Okay, fine.
Dane,
yeah.
Dane, hold on.
Tailgate.
Dane, stand up.
Okay.
Dane, stand up. I know you've watched WWE in the past. You seem like one of those kids. No, leave your phone down. Whoop, leave that phone down. Yeah. Stay right where you are. There was a tag team in the WWE. Their name was DX. So while he's saying this, I want you to just continuously do the crotch chop the entire time he's talking about this shit.
A special, warm, heartfelt shout out to Tailgate State Co., or whatever the hell your name is. Forgettable brand, showing off shitty products and shitty clothing and trying to take advantage of children. Yes, you heard it here first. They're trying to steal sponsorships from random kids and promise them deals that they don't end up following through. They will go out and say, you could sponsor us and we'll give you merch, and that doesn't happen. And on top of that, it's not even worth taking the merch because it looks like absolutely shit. It's awful. Which, by the way, this may be a spoiler. Look out for V2 clothing in just a bit, because we are about to announce some shit that will absolutely blow the fucking door down. We will absolutely destroy them with our stuff.
You can
but
stop,
that
Dane.
will be a little bit later. Yeah, Dane. Yeah, okay, Minecraft Steve. But anyways, after that beautiful announcement, I'd just like to say good morning.
No. I need a little bit more against.
Wait.
I would actually like
to sign off.
You want more?
Hold on, Luke. I need a little bit more disrespect towards Tailgate State. You saw the way they did.
I got you.
It
So
seems
you know
like
what?
they
I'll
need
even
some-
give a little bit. story time. I decided that I wanted to be a little fiend and sponsor them because I felt like I could take some of their merch. Why would you may ask, would I want merch that I think looks like garbage? Because I was one to get their merch that they would have to roughly spend $40 on, so I could burn it on camera and post it to the story so people could see me wasting literal for $40. It is the equivalent of me taking $40 out of my pocket and then betting it with Jackson on some bullshit ass sports take and then make the bet up to $184 instead of $144. Point is, they said they were down to do it. And I was like, great, hit me with the details. And they said, sure, just give us a bit of time and we'll let you know. I kept asking them the day after, hey, you got an answer? They kept leaving me on scene. Wow, they truly got me. And you know what? I just have one thing to say. Fuck you! Shitty ass clothing. Everybody turn your cameras on real quick. I'm going to need y'all to do something for me. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You don't have to show your face. Just turn your camera on. This is important. Noah, I know you can do it. And I'm pretty sure Will can do it. I just want you to flip the bird real quick at the camera because this is important stuff. Throw it up there. Throw the bird, Noah. Do it. Will, you better get it up. Will, come on. We need the bird from Will.
Cuzzo, can we get a bird? Cuzzo? Will, Cuzzo. Cuzzo, I know you're on your
Either
phone.
of you. I guess they're right now ordering Tailgate State stuff. I don't know.
Am I allowed to do the sign off today?
But you know what, Noah? Hit it. Hit the last part.
Buenas noches de parte de los chicos de V2. Tema de mierda, eres un coño. Mierda, kitna, libre de puerta trasera. Mantente elegante, mantente certificado. Buenos días, buenas noches y buenas noches, muchachos.